The future of gaming is not looking too hot right now. We don't know if we're going to be able to afford to game. Guys, the PlayStation 6, who's going to be able to afford that? Definitely not me, because it seems like it's going to be a crazy high price. The Switch 2 may even have a price increase, which is insane, because a lot of fans out there are waiting for the price to go down. That doesn't seem like it's going to happen anymore. I don't see that happening. A lot of computer analysts don't see that happening. AI is the reason why this is happening. It's causing a huge supply-demand imbalance for computer components, more specifically memory, storage, RAM. So with that being said, how is the future of the Switch 2 going to be, especially with just these prices of the video games, like the games themselves being $70 minimum now? Use the new Mario Tennis game, for example. That game is $70 and people are mad about it because it does not seem like it's a game that's worth $70. That seems like where other companies are going to go to as well, $70 for a lot of their games too, so not looking too hot for us. But the other day there was a sale at Costco for the Switch 2 for $370 and I did report that for you guys. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss everything to do with being Nintendo. You know, I talk about some other topics, but more specifically Nintendo. News, leaks, updates, whatever it may be. But as you can see right here, we have this article that's blowing up on the internet right now. AI demand for memory is feeling a growing chip crisis. A growing procession of tech industry leaders, including Elon Musk and Tim Cook, are aware about the global crisis in the making, a shortage of memory chips that is beginning to, which means the profitability of all these products for a bunch of technology companies isn't looking too good. So that means that they're going to probably start raising these prices. Since the start of 2026, Tesla, Apple, and a dozen other major corporations have signaled that the shortage of RAM or dynamic RAM across memory, fundamental building block of almost all technology, will constrain production. Cook warned it will compress iPhone margins. Micron Technology call it the bottleneck unprecedented. Musk got to the intractable nature of the problem when he declared Tesla's gonna have to build its own memory fabrication plant, which is kind of crazy. That's insane, right? Sony Corp is now considering pushing back the debut of the next PlayStation console, which, hold up, take a pause on that. PlayStation does not need to roll out a new console. The PS5, I know it's 6 years old this year, which is kind of absurd, but dude, this console, if they start the PS6 production, we're thinking about it releasing it next year or something, the PS5 might be the worst console in history, at least one of the worst consoles in history, because what did this console do that was so significant to the point where they're already thinking about moving on to the next one? Sure, the PS5 is great. I love the PS5. I use it all the time. There are some exclusive games for it, but like, dude, not enough. Not nearly enough compared to even the Xbox One and PS4 era. Like, that era of gaming rolled out a lot of games. So they're pushing it back to 2028 or 2029, which is good. I don't want to see this console anytime soon. We don't need it. According to people familiar with the company's thinking, that'd be a major upset to a carefully orchestrated strategy to sustain user engagement between hardware generations. Close rival Nintendo, which contributed to the surplus demand in 2025 after its new Switch 2 console drove storage card prices, is also contemplating raising the price of the device in 2026. So basically, guys, if you want a Switch 2 or literally any console, probably now is the time to buy it. You could still even buy it pre-owned and buy it even cheaper than if it's brand new, of course. But if you do buy a console pre-owned, please make sure it works. Do your research, like ask questions, make sure it's a good, worthy console of actually buying, because sometimes people will be selling these bricked consoles and they don't tell you about it. So the Switch 2, I mean, they've been having good sales. So far, this console is outselling every other Nintendo console in this relative time, right? Like the Switch 2 is doing really well, which is good news, because that amps up Nintendo. That makes them want to do some bigger and better games, create these big good experiences that the fans need, and the fans have been wanting more Switch 2 games. So hopefully the Switch 2 sales keep going up and keep doing pretty well, but if they raise the price of it to like $600 or $700, no pun intended, people are not going to be happy, especially with the PS6. Dude, the PS6 would probably be like an $800 console. That's just where my mind is going, at least, because that would be insane. So they're gonna have to get creative here. They're gonna have to do something to figure out what to do to make the Switch 2 at least just keep it the same price. I mean, if they were to increase the price maybe $50, it's not too big of a deal, but still, we don't want the console price to go up. We want it to either stay the same or get a little bit cheaper. We actually do have a conversation from the president and a member of the board. Somebody asked, how are the rising prices for memory and other components impacting the profitability of the Switch 2 hardware? If the cost of most components remain high, is there a chance of a price revision? We do not disclose details regarding individual components, but we can say that we are working to secure stable supplies of memory components by holding discussions from a long-term perspective with our business partners. As a result, the recent rise in memory prices did not have a significant impact on hardware profitability in the third quarter. In addition, we do not expect any significant impact in the fourth quarter. However, if this rise in component prices lasts longer than expected and runs through the next fiscal year and beyond, it may put pressure on profitability. If the situation deteriorates significantly, we will carefully assess market trends and respond. As for any future change in the Switch 2 pricing hardware, no decision has been made at this time. Any decision to change the price will be determined comprehensively, taking into consideration not only profitability, but also other factors like the platform's installed base, sales trends, and market environment. Okay, so here's the thing. They recently did actually raise the price of the Switch OLED and the Switch One, which is kind of insane to think that they're going to raise the price, or that they did raise the price of an old console. So they could totally raise the price of the Switch 2 any day, but it seems like they're not going to anytime soon, at least. It seems like as of right now, they're not planning on it, but they are not opposed to changing it. A lot of the times gaming companies actually lose money on their consoles because they make it up with like the subscription services or their games too, which, as we know, Nintendo, they are charging the most for the games right now. Some are 80, some are 70, so they're making some of their money and their profits back with that, especially like all the DLC content that they give out. Like, bro, they do DLC for almost every single game nowadays. So I think Nintendo's going to be fine. I mean, they have so many IPs and so many franchises that even if they need to take a little hit, I think the companies that really have a big issue right now would probably be Xbox and PlayStation in comparison to Nintendo, just because Xbox and PlayStation don't have as much, but they'll figure it out. They're going to do just fine as well. But it is kind of scary. We don't really know where everything is going, especially, you know, people wanting to build new gaming PCs. Like, bro, my PC, I'm probably never going to upgrade it again because these prices are going to be outrageous. Some of them already are outrageous for some of these computer prices like RAM and stuff. Good thing I upgraded last year a little bit. Should last me a good couple of years. It's just going to be very interesting to see what happens. Let me know your thoughts about this. Are you guys predicting, you know, the Switch 2 is going to go up in price? How about the PS5? Maybe even the PS6, you know, that console. I don't even want to know where they're going to begin their pricing with that. However, we do have rumors of Xbox like completely dropping out of the console space as a whole, so they might not even be releasing a console one day. Seems like their focus is quite literally just on the video games. Like, they just want the games. They don't care about the console anymore. As you could tell by them putting Halo on the PS5, Forza Horizon 6 is going to be a day one launch on the PS5, I'm pretty sure. Okay, in other gaming / Nintendo news, it seems like Rob is actually going to be featured in the Mario Galaxy movie. So if this is a real playset from Jax, which it probably is, I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't know who could create something that looks this good. You can see we have Rob featured on the box right here, specifically by Mario's head, which is really interesting. It'll be sick. I can't believe he wasn't even in the first movie. I completely forgot about Rob, low-key, though. This would be a very cool Easter egg. I wonder how he would be in the movie. I would hope it would be more than just like a 2-second scene. It would be so cool to actually have him more in the movie, just kind of like there maybe as a character like in the city or something for a couple of minutes, like 10 minutes in the movie. But a lot of times these action figure companies, these playset companies will leak movies by accident. Like the new Spider-Man movie has a bunch of leaks about some backpacks and stuff with some of the characters on it. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you are around watching this far in the video, comment down below your favorite soda of all time. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.